Don't let them get away, you nitwits. Araka shouts at us angrily. Kill them, kill them. They're getting away? Hardrick asks confused. We're getting away? The necromancer shouts at the same time. Shut it. And Clockworks tells his teammate in a disgusted tone. Then he pushes one last button on his device. All of a sudden, the 4 mages are being enveloped by a familiar looking white light as their bodies are beginning to vibrate loudly. This isn't over, Clockwork tells us, while Kate is quickly conjuring an icicle to shoot, and we'll meet again, and next time you won't be so lucky. Flower tries to guess the last word of the illusionist maze sentence as he and his allies disappear from the right under our nose. Right before they got away, Kate managed to shoot one last icicle at Clocksworth, but by the time the teleportation spell had already materialized, his body is to such a degree that the projectile went straight through him. Araka exclaims, I can't believe it. I can't believe you let another group of enemies escape like this. How many of them does that make? How am I supposed to stop teleportation? You've got Talmac and his cronies, you've got Tyrath's elite squads, Tyrath himself, Loirang from the Olender Groel Guards. Am I forgetting someone here? Actually, I say, I don't think Loiran really counts as an enemy anymore, since you pretty much zip it, Araka says. I don't care if he's still an enemy or not. The point I'm trying to make is that you can't keep letting these type of losers walk all over you like this. You are trying to kill gods, act like it, damn it. As far as I know, we are only trying to kill one god, Darren says, and he is now examining the area from where the mages teleported, trying to see if they left any clues behind. And as it so happens, you were the one who said that you needed time to decipher the illusionist spell, not us. If you don't want them to get away like this, and like this, work faster next time. Bah, Araka says in indignation. Although it doesn't seem like she's planning to provide any counter-arguments to Darren's claim that she did indeed have a contribution to our team's failure this time around. Are there any more hidden explosives that we aren't aware of? Eluna says. I wouldn't want to blow up by accident after the enemy has already retreated. No, Araka says. And she's now calming down. The illusionist placed most of their traps in a hurry, so he didn't have time to set up too many of them. I caught him while he was stacking up traps right next to Darren's barrier. Kate's dome hidden by his illusion. Then he began running as soon as I warned you about the traps, and I detonated them remotely. How far did they teleport? Kate says. Far enough for me not to be able to sense them anymore, Araka says. They're probably in their home base by now. Okay, can we forget about those mages for a second and talk about how well in sync Kate and I were back there? Diane says, excited as she puts her right arm around Kate's neck. It almost felt like we are twin sisters. I get why we would be sisters, the white twins, Kate says. We look nothing alike. Twin sisters in spirit, Kate Diane says with a smile. In spirit. Can I even tell my twin sister to loosen her grip, Kate says, getting a little hard to breathe. You sure you want to be asking your friends to help, Diane says with a smirk, as she continues to keep her in a relatively loose stronghold. And here I was kindly offering you to rematch you always wanted after all these times I beat you at wrestling when we were kids. Fine, Kate said, you asked for it. She then uses her right foot to sweep Diane's right leg. How is she using her right leg? Shouldn't we use her left leg? Okay. While grabbing the arm that was around her neck with both her hands in order to lift Diane on her back and throw her on the ground in front of her. As soon as Diane lands on the grass, Kate turns her with her face to the ground, puts a knee on her back and begins twisting one of her arms behind her. Do you concede? Kate asks Diane as she keeps twisting the arm. Ow, 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 Diane says. Do you concede? Kate asks again, a little louder this time. I give up. Diane says, you win. As soon as Kate lets go of her arm, Diane begins to laugh in a way that we have never heard her laugh before. She sounds almost at peace. I don't think I've ever seen her so relaxed in our presence before, to the point that it feels like we are only now seeing a hint of the true Diane behind the mask that she's been wearing this whole time. I think Kate might also be seeing the same thing as me, because she's now smiling, offering Diane her hand. Come on, Kate tells her, get up. I can't believe you did that, Diane says as she grabs Kate's hand, with tears in her eyes from the laughing. I wasn't expecting that at all. What are you talking about? Kate says as she helps her get back up. You're the one who wanted the rematch, aren't you? Yes, but I was only teasing you, Kate says. The old Kate from the beacon would have never accepted my challenge so directly. Used to be so shy. I think I like this new version of Kate. If you like that throw, wait until you feel one of her punches. Kate being shy, are you sure we're talking about the same person? I don't understand how you thought you could beat Kate in hand-to-hand combat. I'm just gonna go with the first one, because it's kind of funny. If you like to throw, wait till you feel one of her punches. I never knew that you remembered my punches so fondly, Barry, Kate tells me as she's cracking her knuckles. Come on, come closer. I can give you as many of them as you want. Tempting, but I think I'll pass for now, I say. That's fine, Kate says. The offer won't expire anyway. All you need to do is say something stupid again and you can claim your reward for free. Couldn't you have this conversation while you're walking? Araka says. The enemies are already gone. What exactly are you still doing here? I'm trying to figure out how the mages teleported out of here, Gates says. I saw the illusionist using some kind of device, but it was too small to be a teleporter, so I figured it was just a remote control. The real teleporter would still be hidden somewhere around here. Maybe you could make use of it. You seriously think you'd leave a device like that lying around if it was still usable? It's probably one of those one-use only teleporting gadgets that you can easily buy on the market if you have enough money. Even I know about them and I have zero interest in magical devices. You're just wasting your time. On the contrary, Darren says, those one-use only gadgets, as you call them, can actually be used as amplifiers for your magical powers for a whole day. If you tweak them a little after they have fulfilled their purpose as teleporting devices. It's a trick that I learned back in my early days of enchanting where I didn't want to waste any materials on. Excuse me for the little message that keep popping up. It's because I'm charging my phone and it's constantly doing that. Araka groans audibly. Even if you can find some use of it, you'll never be able to retrieve it. The green-robed wimp hid the device behind an illusion that remained active even after he teleported away, which means that it's more likely even more complicated than the one I already deciphered. Since I couldn't care less about your lame magic amplifier, you obviously can't see through the illusion by yourself. The only solution would be to wait until the spell runs out, which could last for days, or if you're really desperate, I suppose you could dig up the entire area until you find it. I was assuming that he must have buried it somewhere. You have for a few hours of digging, Darren? Okay, I get your point. Let's move on. Music to my ears, Arga tells him. We traveled through the sacred woods for another 2 or more hours after our battle with the 3 necromancers and the illusionist. During this time, we didn't encounter any of the mages. Arga didn't detect any of the 4 coming back for us either. It looks like they really did give up, at least for today. I was also pleasantly surprised to see that after their little wrestling match, Kate and Diane have been getting along much better than before. I think that one genuine moment between the two of them was exactly what they needed to realize that despite how much they have both changed in the time that they've been apart, deep down, they were still the same 2 girls that used to laugh together, have fights together, stand by each other's side in those many years of hardship that they spent in the Beacon of Hope. Other than this, the rest of our trip to the Golden Fox Forest has been rather uneventful except for one regular call from Sophie, Flower calling Melinda 2 times. One regular call from Sophie, Flower calling Melinda 2 times on the transceiver to talk to her about some peculiar shaped clouds in the sky. Roderick mentioning 5 times how he couldn't wait for the day to be over so he could drink ale again. By the time the sun was at its highest point in the sky, we already arrived at the edge of the sacred woods, and once we got there, we just stood in place for half a minute or so, uncertain how we should continue further. Okay, so we're finally here, Darren tells us in a relatively indecisive voice. We have the Pinecone detector with us, now what? I could try and go in real quick and see if the detector activates or not, Hardrick says. I don't see anyone guarding the border of everything working out, so we could be gone by the time they send anyone after us. I think Petal and I should be the ones to go in, Flower says. Unlike the rest of you, the 2 of us are not forbidden from entering the sacred woods, and it's not like these pine cones are priceless treasures or anything. I should be able to take one without anyone missing it. Yeah, that makes sense, actually. That makes real heavy sense, actually. Now it makes a good point, Darren said, but I'm not sure how much I like the idea of us splitting up. For starters, I could try to search this area right at the border of the sacred woods. Maybe with a little luck, we'll find a pine cone here and we won't need to look any further. That doesn't sound so bad, Darren says. What do you guys think? I say she should go for it, Hardrick says. You'll be right here in case something happens. Fine with me, Kate says as she hands the thin metallic tablet that she had been holding in her hands to Flower. Here's the pinecone detector. Do you know how to use it? Yeah, Flower says, just press on this button, right? Should be easy enough. Alright then, here I go. Wish me luck. He then walks a few feet forward, just past the several pine trees, while looking around her anxiously at every step, as if she was expecting an ambusher to jump her at any moment. As I look at this sacred woods from beyond the invisible border, I can't help but observe the fact that there is absolutely no difference between the 2 sides of the forest except for a very thin, very faint golden tint in the air that could be easily mistaken for the sunlight coming through the leaves of the trees. The only reason why I'm even noticing this difference at all is because Flowers told me about it. Normally, there would have been absolutely no way for me to know that what lies beyond me is a forbidden territory just by looking at it, which only makes the fox's strict policy towards trespassers seem even more ridiculous than it already was.